Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, Raja Goga Sikodar 1719. In a remote corner of California's White Mountains, where the air is thin and the wind speaks like an ancient spirit, stands a tree older than the pyramids, older than the written word, older even than most civilizations that ever walked this earth. Its name is Methuselah, 4,800 years old, and still alive. Today, we uncover the hidden story of the world's oldest tree, a silent witness to human history, a living timeline of Earth itself. This is the story of Methuselah. The story of Methuselah does not begin with the tree itself. It begins with a question that has fascinated humanity for centuries. How far back does life truly go? For generations, scientists, explorers, and dreamers searched for the oldest living beings on Earth. Some looked in the oceans, some in the deepest caves, and some in the frozen Arctic. But few imagined that the answer would be found high in a silent, rugged corner of California. In the early 20th century, researchers came across a strange, almost otherworldly forest. Here, the ground was pale and stony, the winds sharp and relentless. Nothing should have survived here, yet it was home to a species that defied every rule of nature. These were the ancient bristlecone pines, twisted, weathered trees that looked more like sculptures than living organisms. Their branches curled like the hands of time itself. Many of these trees had already lived for thousands of years, quietly standing through ice ages, storms, and the rise and fall of entire civilizations. Scientists were stunned. If these trees could survive this long, how old could the oldest among them be? This simple question began a journey that would lead to the discovery of Methuselah, a living being so ancient that it would change everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. But at this point in the story, the scientists had no idea what they were about to find. All they knew was that they were standing in the presence of something extraordinary, a gateway into Earth's deepest past. Among the thousands of ancient pines standing silently in the high mountains, there is one tree that outlives them all. A tree so old that even the rocks around it seem young in comparison. A tree that has watched the world change for nearly 5,000 years. This is Methuselah. At first glance, Methuselah does not look impressive to the ordinary eye. It is not tall, like the redwoods of California. Its branches are twisted, its trunk irregular, and much of its wood appears lifeless. Anyone passing by without knowledge might mistake it for a dying tree. But that is exactly what makes Methuselah extraordinary. Every twist in its body is a mark of survival. Every scar is a memory of a storm conquered. Every crack is a chapter in a story that began long before modern society, long before ancient kingdoms, and long before written history itself. Methuselah sprouted from a tiny seed around the year 2830 BCE. At that time, the world was a very different place. Humans were only beginning to build early civilizations. The pyramids of Egypt were still in their infancy. Writing systems had just started to emerge. Entire cultures lived and vanished in the time that Methuselah simply continued to grow. And yet, here it stands alive, breathing, and enduring. The tree's age was discovered only after decades of careful scientific study. When researchers analyzed its ring patterns and tested its wood, they realized they were looking at a living timeline stretching back nearly 5 millennia. It was a moment of awe, a realization that this single tree had outlived empires, eras, and generations beyond count. Methuselah became more than a tree. It became a symbol of Earth's resilience, a witness to time itself. And even today, it continues to grow slowly, silently, and steadily, just as it has for almost 5,000 years. For centuries, people wondered, how can a single tree live not just for hundreds of years, but for thousands? What hidden strength allows Methuselah to survive in a world where everything eventually fades? The truth is fascinating. Methuselah's longevity is not a miracle. It is the result of nature's most intelligent engineering. To understand its age, we must understand its environment. Methuselah lives in a place where most plants would perish, a harsh, dry, icy landscape where the soil is thin, the winds are merciless, and the temperature swings are extreme. It seems like the worst place for life. But for Methuselah, it is perfect. This harsh environment protects the tree from its biggest enemies: insects, fungi, diseases, and competition from other plants. Nothing can attack what cannot reach it. Nothing can destroy what is built to endure. Then comes its incredible pace of growth. Bristlecone pines grow painfully slowly, sometimes only a few centimeters in an entire decade. This slow growth creates dense, strong wood that resists decay better than almost any other tree on Earth. In the heart of Methuselah's trunk, time hardly passes at all. Even more remarkable, a large part of the tree is actually dead wood. But instead of weakening it, this dead wood forms a natural armor, shielding the living parts inside. Like a warrior wearing a shield of history, Methuselah stands protected by its own past. And finally, there is its genetic brilliance. Scientists studying Methuselah's DNA discovered extraordinary traits: natural resistance to aging, ability to repair damage, and a capacity to adapt to extreme conditions. These biological gifts give the tree a kind of quiet immortality. So, Methuselah survives because it has mastered the art of life. It wastes no energy, fears no climate, and bends but never breaks. Its strength does not come from size or speed, but from patience, balance, and resilience. For nearly 5,000 years, this simple formula has allowed Methuselah to stand where no other life could stand. And through every passing century, it whispers a lesson we often forget. Sometimes, survival belongs to the ones who endure slowly, quietly, and wisely. As Methuselah's extraordinary age became known to the world, something unexpected happened. The tree, once visited only by scientists and a few wandering hikers, suddenly became a global legend. People from around the world wanted to stand before the oldest living tree on Earth. But with this attention came danger. In the past, ancient trees had been harmed by curiosity, vandalism, and even careless footsteps. One tragic incident stands as a constant reminder. In 1964, an ancient bristlecone pine named Prometheus was cut down by accident. Only after its death did scientists discover it was nearly 5,000 years old, possibly even older than Methuselah died. That loss changed everything. To protect Methuselah from a similar fate, forest officials made a bold decision. They chose to keep its exact location a secret. Yes, the tree stands somewhere within the Methuselah Grove. Yes, thousands of people walk nearby every year, but no signpost points to it. No fence surrounds it. No marker reveals its identity. Only a few trusted scientists know precisely which tree it is, and they guard that knowledge closely. Because sometimes, the greatest way to protect something ancient is to let it remain unknown. This secrecy has created a unique mystery. Hikers often wander through the grove, wondering if the tree beside them is Methuselah. or if they passed it without realizing. And perhaps that is the beauty of it. Methuselah is not meant to be touched, or climbed, or carved with initials. It is meant to be respected from a distance, a silent, timeless guardian whose wisdom is preserved by the quiet around it. In a world where everything is photographed, measured, and shared, Methuselah remains one of the few things left untouched by fame. A living treasure hidden in plain sight. And in that secrecy lies its greatest protection and its greatest power. To understand Methuselah's true significance, we must step back from the forest and look at time itself. Because Methuselah is not just old, it is a living witness to almost everything humanity has ever done. Think for a moment about what 4,800 years truly means. When Methuselah first emerged from the soil, human civilization was just beginning to take shape. Villages were becoming towns. The first written symbols were being carved into clay tablets. Ancient storytellers were crafting the earliest myths that would one day inspire whole religions. And Methuselah watched. As centuries passed, great empires rose from dust and returned to dust. The pharaohs of Egypt built the pyramids. The early Chinese dynasties shaped their lands. The Indus Valley flourished and then mysteriously disappeared. And Methuselah still stood. When mighty Rome expanded across continents, when Greek philosophers questioned the meaning of life, when Indian sages explored spiritual truths, when prophets, kings, and conquerors changed the world, Methuselah was alive, growing ring by ring, witnessing every era silently. It lived through the birth of Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. It stood through the struggles of medieval times, the voyages of explorers, and the dawn of science. It endured the discovery of electricity, the invention of machines, and the rise of the modern world. Generations came and went. Nations were born, divided, and rebuilt. Yet Methuselah never moved. It simply continued its patient, ancient journey, watching humanity learn, fight, love, create, destroy, and rebuild again and again. And today, in an age of satellites, smartphones, and space travel, the same tree that sprouted before the pyramids still stands quietly in the mountains, unchanged, unhurried, and undefeated. Methuselah reminds us of a profound truth. While human history is short, loud, and restless, the timeline of nature is long, silent, and wise. It teaches us that the world is far older than our stories and far wiser than our ambitions. As Methuselah's age became known, scientists around the world grew curious. How could a single living organism survive for nearly 5,000 years? What hidden strength allows it to resist time itself? To answer these questions, researchers began studying the tree at the deepest level, its DNA. What they discovered was astonishing. Inside Methuselah's cells lies a natural blueprint for extreme longevity. Unlike most living beings, which weaken and break down over time, Methuselah carries remarkable biological defenses that slow the aging process to a near standstill. One of its greatest abilities is self-repair. Even in harsh conditions, when wind cracks its wood or lightning scorches its branches, Methuselah can slowly heal and redirect its energy to protect its core. This resilience allows it to live on even when parts of it die. Another secret lies in its genetic stability. Scientists found that Methuselah's DNA mutates far more slowly than most other trees. Fewer mutations mean fewer errors, fewer diseases, and a far stronger ability to endure changing climates. Its wood fibers are incredibly dense, packed with natural chemicals that resist fungi, insects, and decay. What destroys other trees simply cannot reach Methuselah's living heart. But perhaps the most extraordinary discovery is this. Methuselah's cells show no clear signs of a biological end, no programmed moment where life must shut down. In a sense, the tree is designed to keep living as long as nature allows. Some researchers believe the answers hidden in Methuselah could one day help us understand aging on a much deeper level, not just in trees, but in all living organisms, including humans. It is humbling to imagine that a tree rooted in stone, growing slowly and silently, may carry within it secrets that could transform our understanding of life itself. Methuselah is more than the oldest tree. It is a biological treasure, a window into the mysteries of longevity, endurance, and the very nature of survival. For nearly 5,000 years, Methuselah has survived challenges that would have destroyed any other tree. It has endured ice ages, storms, droughts, and centuries of shifting climates. But today, its greatest test comes not from nature's ancient forces, but from the modern world we have created. The first threat is climate change. Rising temperatures are pushing ecosystems beyond their limits. The delicate balance that kept Methuselah safe for millennia is slowly changing. Warmer conditions invite pests and diseases that never existed in these mountains before. Longer droughts weaken even the strongest trees. Sudden heat waves stress their ancient systems. For a being that grows so slowly, even small changes can ripple through centuries. The second threat is wildfire. In the past, the high elevations where Methuselah lives were too cold and rocky to burn easily. But as the climate warms, fire is beginning to climb higher into the mountains. One accidental spark from lightning or from human activity could wipe out thousands of years of life in a single, tragic moment. The third challenge is human impact. Even though Methuselah's exact location remains secret, the surrounding forest sees more visitors every year. Footsteps compact the soil. Pollution drifts in from distant places. And small disturbances, repeated over time, can weaken an ancient ecosystem that depends on delicate balance. Methuselah has survived longer than any kingdom, any invention, any empire. But its future depends on choices made today. Scientists, forest rangers, and nature lovers are working together to protect the ancient grove. They monitor the health of the forest, study changes in temperature and soil, and create strategies to defend these ancient beings from new threats. Yet, despite all our knowledge, one truth remains. Methuselah cannot move to safer ground. It cannot escape a warming climate. It cannot protect itself from the world that is changing around it. The fate of this 800-year-old guardian now lies, in many ways, in human hands. The oldest tree on Earth has endured nearly everything. The question now is, will we allow it to endure what comes next? Methuselah is not just a tree. It is a living testament to patience, resilience, and endurance. For nearly 5,000 years, it has stood quietly, untouched by time, unchanged by the chaos of the world around it. Its life teaches us a profound lesson. Strength is not measured by speed or power, but by the ability to withstand adversity, to bend without breaking, and to survive where others cannot. Each ring of Methuselah tells a story of survival. Each scar is a reminder of a challenge overcome. Its very existence is a bridge between the ancient past and the present, a connection to a world long gone but never forgotten. In a society obsessed with growth, progress, and the next achievement, Methuselah whispers a simpler truth. Endurance, patience, and quiet resilience matter more than all the noise we create. This tree is a symbol not of age alone, but of the wisdom that comes with surviving through time. It asks nothing of us, demands no attention, and yet gives the greatest gift of all, a reminder that life can persist, even against impossible odds. Methuselah's legacy is eternal. It encourages us to respect nature, to value longevity over speed, and to understand that the Earth carries a history far greater than our own. It is a reminder that the smallest, quietest life can be the greatest witness to the story of our world. And as long as Methuselah stands, the Earth remembers. Even the oldest tree on Earth is not invincible. Methuselah has survived nearly 5,000 years, but the modern world brings new challenges that no previous era could have imagined. Climate change, rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, and increasingly frequent wildfires now threaten the very existence of ancient forests. What has withstood millennia of storms and ice can still be vulnerable to human impact. Yet, Methuselah continues to endure. Its resilience is a testament to the adaptability and quiet strength of nature. It is a symbol of hope, proof that life, no matter how fragile it may seem, can persist against the odds if it is respected and protected. Scientists and conservationists have realized that protecting Methuselah is not just about preserving a single tree. It is about preserving a living record of the Earth's history, a natural archive of climate, environment, and survival. By safeguarding Methuselah, we honor the past and inspire the future. It teaches us that the decisions we make today about how we treat nature, forests, and the planet will determine whether life continues to endure, or whether we risk losing treasures that have existed for thousands of years. Methuselah's survival depends on balance. The balance between human curiosity and respect, between progress and preservation, between the modern world and the wisdom of ancient nature. And as long as we remember that lesson, Methuselah will continue to stand a living monument to patience, endurance, and the timeless beauty of the Earth. So friends, this was today's amazing information. Hope you liked this video and learned something new. If you found the video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you again in the next video with another new and surprising thing. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned to learn. Jai Goga Sikatar Ma.